Hi everyone, it's your boy Zach. So sometimes I have to have a bunch of tabs up here to prove my point. In this case, the tweet above and below the tweet in question basically makes my point for me. So they have LA Comic Con this weekend, and I just went to the website. I was actually surprised they have a Marvel portfolio review there. So if you're trying to work at Marvel, this is actually a pretty rare opportunity. But Chris Gore tried to get some panels at this year's LA Comic Con, and he was turned down, as he was, well, we'll read the tweets. So, Gary says, shutting out Chris Gore for the second year in a row after being welcome at LA Comic Con for years is a joke. He has forgotten more about pop culture than everyone, and I mean everyone, presenting at this con. That's not how the phrase goes. Bad enough. You're exploiting Stan Lee with an abomination AI version. Our last panel 2 years ago was packed. Had twice as many people as Kevin Smith's panel next door. And these DEI panels couldn't get filled if you offered free fentanyl to the homeless zombies surrounding the building. Fuck LA Comic Con. So, this isn't exactly catching more flies with honey than vinegar. This is burning a bridge, or rather burning Chris Gore's bridge. Sorry. Testing out the zero sugar wild cherry Pepsi. It's okay. It'll be a real game changer if I can ever replace regular soda with any alternative that has no calories. But they're always just a little bit off. Or they taste okay like the first time, and then as you drink them more, you're like, nah, this ain't it. So then this is a response to Chris Gore saying, I've done 3 or more panels every year since Comic-Con LA launched, and they were always packed. Unfortunately, this is the second year in a row that all my panels have been rejected. I applaud LA Comic-Con for their inclusive programming. I just wish I'd been included. So Chris Gore did pretty good. Nerdrotic basically ruined it for him. So a panel is usually not just like, hi, I'm here. Panels usually have themes. Now, it can sometimes be a retrospective of whatever, my career, but it's usually on some sort of topic. So I'm guessing it's a confluence of a couple things. Number 1, they really don't like his content. Number 2, they really don't like him. Both of those are valid. So Chris Gore's been around forever. It's always funny when people try to educate you. Well, Zach, what you don't understand... Shut the fuck up. I was buying Film Threat in the early 1990s. Like, I know who Chris Gore is. I also know that for most of his career, he was kind of doing his own thing, website, magazines, and then he decided to get into this, whatever you call this crew, the Friday Night Tights, Fandom Menace, whatever that crew is called that hangs out with Nerdrotic and Critical Drinker. And he started, appearing here and there, and now he's basically a part of that crew full time. The problem is that crew hates art, hates artists. Gary calls, well, I was going to say he calls actors pretenders, but he doesn't do that all the time. When fat-ass Dean Cain wants to join ICE so he can go drag, ladies out of restaurants making food and feel like a hero, then all of a sudden acting is an important profession. But, I mean, when you are completely, open about hating art, hating artists, hating creativity, being in a group where people fake reviews, being in a group where people write reviews before they see it, and they just see it as a technicality. Being in a group that hates things so much that when Critical Drinker puts out, a crowdfunding campaign, what was the number? 0.1% of his followers actually follow through and buy it? This is a group that hates things on such a level that they don't even like the things made by the people they follow. So, and this is, 5 years ago, you could be like, oh, there's things to criticize. It's like, oh, you fucking hate stuff. Like Chris Gore, what was that? Star Wars. It was the live-action Star Wars show for kids that came out last year. And his big scoop is like, you guys, in episode 3, there's a gay couple, and that just proves that Disney woke DEI. And when it came out, it was such a non-issue in the episode that even the actual homophobes in this group and the closet cases didn't care. It was no big deal. But Chris Gore, pushing 60, or maybe even 60 right now, had to be like, hey guys, there's a gay in this. Not there's a gay person who's written poorly. Not there's a gay character who's a Mary Sue and everything revolves around them, but just there's a gay in this show at all. So it's kind of hard to balance. He's kind of kissing ass here. I appreciate your inclusive programming, but also I was the guy who ran the scoop that there was a gay in Star Wars. But I believe the tweets above and below will succinctly make my point. So here's someone who made a comment on one of these interminable live streams. I don't watch them for their intelligent conversation. I watch them because I know for a fact I will not get an intelligent conversation. So the parasocial aspect of this is huge. They've united literally 1 to 2 million depressed middle-aged Republicans who want to cry about Disney princesses all day. Somebody in the comments referred to this group as the Inadequacy Committee or something like that. You have to, there's this phrase, paging Dr. Freud. But I think if Dr. Freud was alive and, analyzing this group, he would say, too easy, hand this to one of my interns. You have a bunch of depressed middle-aged men who revel in the failure of others, so much so that they will make successes into failures, as to this day is still insisting that Superman lost hundreds of millions of dollars. Superman and everything. Superman, every single movie lost hundreds of millions of dollars. This is a dude who was selling vapes over the phone before he lucked into the easiest grift in history. So this is basically it. You don't go to these people for intelligent conversation. You go to them because you're a lonely, sad sack who votes right wing. And you want people who will never challenge you at all. So what is your panel going to be about, Chris? Because I didn't search every single tweet and recent video of yours, but it would be pretty easy just to list the proposals of the panel so we could see if they were verifiable. So then you see right above this where he's like, fuck you and we're so great, and this is what he produces. It's baby Yoda drooling, and it says slop in giant letters, and then it says what the frick, and then it shows the Mandalorian carrying Dave Filoni as a baby and a little down arrow that says Star Wars. I know that depressed right-wing shitheads find this entertaining, but to the rest of the world, this is completely infantile. This is ridiculous. This is stupid. Like, what is your contribution to the convention? Yeah, you can go troll and find some, gay people on pogo sticks freaking panel that's sparsely attended. But can you say that you provide more value than that? Because it's not just about filling up seats. If they just wanted to fill seats, they could just have a guy who gives out free snow cones. Like, you can fill seats easily. The idea is that a convention is a place for fans. And you have created a cohort of a couple million people who hate fans, who hate fandom, who hate Star Wars, who I'm seeing them complaining, one battle after another is woke. Oh, you mean the movie about radical leftists is woke? You don't say. So it's like, why would we want you Why would we as fans want you around at all? You're not fans. You're not even like, when you go to San Diego Comic-Con, it's just a bunch of like Filipino families with like Deadpool t-shirts. It's like, oh, whatever. They watch The Big Bang Theory. Oh, this is a fun thing to do on Saturday. They'll buy some t-shirts. They'll buy a freaking thing to hold your cell phone. You know, they'll take some pictures. They'll post it up. What are you shitheads going to do? You're going to go there and cause problems. You're going to go to the panels that have any kind of diversity topic, and you're going to go in there and you're like, look, this is so empty. And it's like, oh, we're so full. What did you talk about? Star Wars is woke. Fascinating. Scintillating. We are all elevated by your insight. No. This is what you do. Drooling baby, slop in large text, what the frick, and little... What is this? How old are you? Aren't you like mid-50s? Acting like some shithead teenager? A bunch of people who are selling vapes over the phone fall into this career, and you think you have some insight. You don't. You're the people we're trying to get away from. Like I said, there's this mental image of the bully as some like blonde-haired jock with a flat top. Hey nerd, you read comics? That's not what it is. These are the bullies. This is what bullies look like in the geek space. Why would you want a convention for geeks and then invite the people who attack geeks and attack geek culture on a daily fucking basis? Now I'm just doing the exasperated, like, what the hell expression. Go start your own convention where you can have amazing, scintillating conversations like, everything is crap. My sources say that lost $100 million. You don't have sources. You don't have insiders. You have people with a grudge who know that you will repeat what they say without questioning it at all. That's when your sources aren't literally each other, which is frequently the case. Anyway, it's a locked door mystery why a convention for fans would not want to invite people who hate fans and who hate fandom. Anyway, I believe I've made my point. I have a backlog of a lot of good comics to read. This looks so cool. One of the guys, let me see if I can find it. It was a Punisher. The cover is actually, there it is right there. Look at that. They took a picture of the CGC graded comic. That is so cool. See, this is what fandom is about. It's about liking things and even getting excited. I'm not even to the whole collectible thing. Like, I don't know. You would think this type of thing appeals to my OCD, but it does not. Strangely enough, it does not. Yeah, I can imagine if they had their own convention. The Punisher is woke. Why the Punisher is woke? So, The Punisher is woke is the title, and then subtitle, The Punisher is woke. Just mindless idiocy from a bunch of guys who were selling vapes over the phone before they fell ass backwards into the easiest grift in history. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.